Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. It's been a while again. It's been a while. And usually I would say the typical thing of, well, where do I start? And this time round, I know exactly where to start. Hello and welcome back to Talks with Lou. If you haven't seen any of my videos, I'm Lou and this channel is all about expression of emotion and life experiences. Today we will be diving deep into episode 3 of the Life Experiences series. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my life experience as of late, pretty much how I'm feeling and what I've been going through as to why I've been so absent. So, I have been on a long journey of self-healing. I say long because I feel like it's been going on since January earlier this year, and we are now in August, but technically September because September's like around the corner. And this healing journey, this phase, has been full of butterflies, roses, glitter, sunshine, and it has also been full of sadness, depression, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis. You get the vibe. So, you know, there's that saying where people say that some people say that life is like a game. This is probably the first time that I felt like life is like a game, simply because this journey of healing, this phase has felt like I've had to go through multiple levels, and I currently feel like I'm on the boss level where, I've got to fight it out and reap my rewards and enjoy my grace period before it starts up all over again, if you get my drift. I feel like I have been in preparation mode through this kind of phase, almost I'm preparing myself for this wonderful transformation that's going to be coming to me soon, where a door's going to be opened and it will have the pathway to which I will be taking new steps into creating a life I never thought that I would ever create before. In the sense of my dreams, desires, wants and needs will be right in front of me for me to kind of embrace and just start a new chapter. And I know it may sound a bit weird of me coming to that analogy, or maybe not. It's just a really strong feeling that I feel inside, in the sense of something great is coming, and through this phase of self-healing and understanding and gaining a lot of knowledge really is to prepare me for this great transformation, which is why it feels like now I'm in the boss level, like I've just got this one last bit to go through. I believe is that we all tend to go through different phases in our lives in the sense of healing, growing, etc., etc. For me, this time round in going through a phase like this, it has been completely different. Usually when I go through a healing phase, it usually tends to kind of start with the low lows. I go through it all and then it ends in the high highs, and then I have a nice kind of grace period before I go through something else. This time it has been consistent, like I said, since January. It has been very up and down, up and down, up and down. But not in the sense of I'm relapsing into old ways of thinking or the same kind of emotional feeling. It's more of, I felt this way, I'm going through this, I'm healing through that. I get over it and then something else pops up. And to be quite honest, me talking about it now and saying it out loud, I've kind of liked it, even though it hasn't been so easy. And that's simply because it's allowed me to kind of stay consistent in healing and understanding myself through this phase. And since January, since everything's been going on in my life, I even fell over on an uneven pavement that was like this, not like this, but like this. It was very small, but I fractured my ankle very badly. And I didn't fracture my ankle in one place, I fractured it in 2 places on top of muscle damage. I'm currently still in crutches and it's been like over 3 months. And that was just like an addition to this whole healing and growing phase that I felt like I just did not need. However, that was at the time when it first happened. Now I feel like it was needed because it's given me the time to actually take more of a seat back and actually deal with my emotions and how I'm feeling mentally, to which I've had to face it in a way I have never had to face it before, because I can tend to put up walls and create little boxes and little pockets within myself to hide away certain emotions. And the fact that I fell over has definitely amplified or increased, I don't even know if I'm using the right wording, but in terms of, it's kind of forced me to actually do some self-healing and some self-work when I didn't want to. I am currently feeling like I am breaking down walls that are around me, and I am kind of getting rid of dusty boxes and all the bones and kind of taking that all out and clearing out all the things, emotions, situations, and even people that I no longer need, simply because it's just not good for me right now or serving me right now, as some people say. Getting rid of things that no longer serve me. And I do have to say, going through these kind of healing phases, these moments in life, aren't always easy. They can be really hard. Like I said, it's been full of low lows and high highs. And if you come across this video, just understand that, one, you are not alone. There's like millions of people in the world that go through these kind of phases in their lives, and you're not the only person that kind of experiences something that may not feel nice mentally. The few pieces of advice that I would give if you are going through a really tough time, or you have done so, that typical saying of, it's okay not to be okay, is correct in a way. For me, it sounds a bit annoying. I don't know why it sounds annoying to me, the saying of it's okay not to be okay. And I don't know if it's because it's been recently, I say recently as in within the Reese, you're like distracting me with Lotus.
Yeah, but it's her, she walked up on me.
So basically, my brother's playing with a cat in the background, and I can see my cat playing around in the background.
No one wants to hear that anyway. Carry on.
Where was I? I think as of lately, I say lately, or maybe within recent years, the saying of it's okay not to be okay has sounded a bit annoying to me. I don't know why, don't ask me why, it just has. So I've kind of changed the way how it makes me feel, in the sense of it's okay not to be okay, as in it's okay to be depressed, it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to feel lonely, it's okay to feel self-judgment. That's completely normal. But it's okay for you to stay in that low vibrational state of mind for as long as you feel that you need to. So that's what okay not to be okay means for me. And if that resonates with you, that's a piece of advice that I will give. Which then kind of leads on to the second piece of advice. And that really is to say that it's okay to ask for help. Okay, it probably is the most typical thing that a lot of people say today. However, I do stand strongly by that. It really is okay to ask for help. But also, in terms of how that means for me, which might make sense to you, is the fact that it's okay to go externally and look at different types of mediums in terms of how you can get help. How I look at it as is that when you're in that moment of feeling really low, is that you are taking that moment to actually go within and try to understand or accept the feeling, emotion, situation in terms of what you're going through, which then means if you don't have the answer or don't get the answer within yourself to try and help yourself, you can ask other people for help or read the books that you need to. Previously, when I used to go through these kind of healing phases or just not feeling so great, I used to become very much of a recluse. I used to keep myself to myself, disconnect myself from majority of the people in my life, and the process of that was not great, simply because people would get offended or they'll get really upset. And that simply was, I just wasn't communicating properly. Now, I have to say, I have got better at it. Doesn't mean that there isn't room for improvement, but I have got a lot better at kind of communicating how I feel to other people and kind of seeking the help that I need, should I need it. Or even just by telling people around me kind of just helps in that sense. So that's why I say, do go externally after you've gone internally in terms of recognizing and trying to accept what it is that you're going through to try and get some help. Because the third piece of advice that I would give is to not put pressure on yourself or to feel pressurized. As leading on from that, from experience, I would tend to look for the external and put a lot of pressure on myself after I've gone internally, in the sense of I like to read a lot of self-help books. I like to listen to podcasts. I like to research a load of different things that will try to kind of help me mentally and physically. And that used to put a lot of pressure on me because I felt I needed to do all of these things, like meditate in a certain way, know this yoga, eat all of these kind of foods, be zen and one with the universe, and be out in nature 24/7. And I need to know all of this about the history and the world. I felt like I needed to achieve all of that all at once to feel better and to become a better person and to be like everyone else who kind of looked like they were doing okay. When really and truly, I didn't need that additional pressure or need to even be there, just like how they are. And it has taken me a while to kind of understand that and undo that way of thinking. It's not easy, if I'm honest with you, but I realized that not applying pressure is so important because it allows you to take what resonates with you when you are reaching out for the external, when you're getting help from other people are giving you advice, or you read what you read, you see what you see, or you hear what you hear. Just take what resonates with you, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Because what you may find is that later on down the line, whether it be months or years or whenever, you may end up just coming back to that same thing, and it may make more sense to you and resonate more to you than it did before. If you have got to the end of this video and you have watched the whole thing, thank you so much for watching. And if you resonate with anything that was said in this video, do comment a love heart below in the comment section. And as always, do hit that like, subscribe and bell notification button. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Say bye. Meow meow.